Hello and welcome to another Wraggys Beers, Wines and Spirits review. This time not a beer review, hence a cup of coffee, but the Castle Rock's Yard Party 2022 at the Castle Rock Brewery, back of the Vat and Fiddle. Vat and Fiddle is obviously part of it because you could go to the toilet at the Vat and Fiddle and actually go and get some beers. So you've got a good two-edged sword here. Now I understand why the Vat and Fiddle were doing collaborations as well. So all about the met up at Beerheads at Nottingham Station yesterday. Had a pint in there. Met up with one of my mates, Andy, and we walked down. Actually bumped into Snenton Cider Company. I was stood next to him at the bar, and my anxiety does not let me say hello to people for the fear of them turning around and saying, "Who the hell are you?" So I don't, But yeah, he said hello, and that was nice. So I went down to the Vat and Fiddle, queued at the far entrance. The far entrance takes you straight into the old cold store. A couple of lads on a couple of security. I understand why they have security, because normal workers don't want to have to put up with somebody who can't handle their beer. I saw no one at all being escorted off. Walked in, showed him your ticket. It's got a stamp. There we go. Stamp's still there. Yeah, I washed my hand. It was not coming off. Been cleaning the fridge as well this morning, so you'd have thought it'd come off by now. But yeah, it's a good stamp. Got given a glass with a programme. Brewery tours were free if you weren't drinking too much. I forgot what time they were on. I did see the head brewer from Castle Rock, shook his hand. Lovely bloke. Queues. Wow. The queue. We walked in and the queue was blooming massive, but it was going down at a hell rate of knots. So impressive organisation there, even though the queue looked a bit daunting. And in some ways, it was good to give yourself a couple of minutes just to stop drinking. Some ways it was a masterstroke because they had a merch counter there. They had like a gin and prosecco, I think it was, counter. Sadly, I didn't go up to them because I ain't going to a beer festival to gin and prosecco, but some people do. So beer party, whatever. Stood in the queue, noticed one of the workers there was a yellow shirt on it. It was the boss of Castle Rock Brewery, Mr. Colin, and shook his hand, and good to see that the bosses are there as well as the staff. You want your party to work well. For me, yesterday was an absolute tour de force of showing what Nottingham breweries can do. This is why Castle Rock Brewery is the biggest brewery in Nottingham and one of the biggest and one of the best in the country, because what they put on yesterday was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. So anyway, obviously I went on Saturday. By Saturday, some of the beers that I were after had already gone. Black Iris had already gone. Vault City, the Blue Monkey collaboration with Castle Rock had already gone. Sad that I missed some of the beers that I wanted to, but hey ho, this is why you get to a beer festival on the first day, because the headliner beers, there'll always be headliner beers in the back, on the reserve, but the main headliner beers are always on at the front, and sadly they went the night before. But the weather was great. I mean, the list of breweries there was staggering, all across the country. Fair play to the organisational skills, whoever in Castle Rock did it. So loving the pilot collabs. Didn't get to drink all the pilot collabs. There's only so much in retrospect you can drink, and actually stayed sober as well, well-ish. I was all right catching the bus home and that, and listening to people's conversations. But yeah, fantastic all the way through. Good food options. I would have said that there was probably a possibility, whether you could squeeze or not, to have another food option there, because the queues at one stage were getting quite long. But it was rammed. It was absolutely rammed. It was great to see families, people of all ages there, and I do mean all ages, enjoying good beers, good craft beers. Had some beauties while I was there. So in the Vat and Fiddle, I had 2 from the Vat and Fiddle. My God, it was a queue in there. Them staff in there did very, very well keeping up. I bet they're all knackered and all off work today and enjoying a nice day at home. But yeah. So I bought, I got the Emperor's Brewery Rebel Fortress from there. Nutty, roasty beer. I got the Bang the Elephant Nottingham pudding collab with Castle Rock Brewery there. Well, more or less Vat and Fiddle, not actually Castle Rock. And I bought my mate, I bought him Lenton Lanes. Is it Mother? Something like that, anyway. Whilst I was there, also had, it's on my phone. Let me go back to my phone. This is the one good thing with phones, because I'm tagging all my beers in, I actually know what I was drinking. Off the best part, at least. So here we go. Tartarus, 17%. Abaddon Imperial Stout. I had that. Oh, that made my legs wobble. Very, very big boozy on the top end, I must admit. Yeah, it got some kick to it. Next one was Totally Brewed UK, and it was their portal, into the portal. And I was actually bought that for me by Tom on the salesman for Totally Brewed. So, and I actually chatted to Mr. and Mrs. Totally Brewed while they were there, and they're doing a collab with Neon Raptor and a couple of other breweries. So that's really interesting from a Nottingham perspective, and hopefully UK perspective if it goes into cans. Good to see Neon Raptor and all the locals playing together. You know, it's so important that we all use each other's to build each other's up. Gone are the days where it's all about rivalry. I don't think so anymore. I think it's all about delivering the best, getting your pennies out of it, and helping each other's out. I don't know what happened years ago, if there was anything happening years ago, but from what I see as both a beer reviewer and a fan of beers, I see good friendship building between all the breweries. That's what I like to see. Drank Siren Craft, their Caribbean chocolate cake stout. That was bloody lovely. That was really hit the spot. Snenton Cider Company, their Nouveau Cider. Again, loved it. Very fruity, aptly dry on the back end. And it just gave me a break from doing big beers. Drank Northern Monk collab with Rivington. Order the North, 7%. And the colours of the beers just stunning. The Bang the Elephant Castle Rock Brewery one. The Free Hills and Emperor's Brewery one. And the first beer of the day there was the Navigation and Castle Rock Brewery, currently undecided, a bit of a sour beer. So the colours of the beers were all parts of the spectrum. This is what I love about the beer festivals. As someone who has anxiety, you know, and until I've had a few beers, and I don't really care. So yeah, it was great, you know. Good chats to people, chatting in the queue, you know, we're all chatting about beer in the queue and about what's going very quick. And it's amazing that you can just chat to random people about beer. And isn't that what beer reviews are about? Yeah, it's getting out there, good and seeing people. And again, Chuck Collins, the boss of Castle Rock's hand later, asking me how I've got on. Love that. Asking you how you doing, asking you how you enjoying yourself, and that. Can't fault that, can you? You can't fault that. And yeah, so in essence, before I waffle, coffee's getting cold. In fact, and there's no whiskey or rum in it. For anybody watching, you think he's having a whiskey or rum in that? Not this time of the morning. I'm cleaning as well. Just had the floor took out in the dining room, so the whole house is an absolute bomb site. But yeah, massive congratulations to each and everyone involved in the Castle Rock Yard party, to the Vat and Fiddle, to Castle Rock Brewery themselves, to the security firm, to the people delivering the food, to the musicians who did some great music, different styles of music. You could get your own beer cans, you could go on brewery tours. I think there was a graffiti thing as well. I didn't really go to that, not my cup of tea, but that was there as well. And a big thanks to the people of Nottingham and all over who came, and the breweries. You know, yesterday put Nottingham back on the map. We are an amazing city for craft beer, normal, craft beer, cask beer, keg beer. It was an amazing event yesterday. Roll on Nottingham Craft Beer Festival, that's all I can say. Now I need time to recuperate. Although I'm going out on a bit later to Beeston. So, always good, eh? But yeah, big thanks to everyone involved. You stormed it yesterday, absolutely stormed it. And and I got home and I didn't burn the house down with a chip pan. So, even better. And it actually stayed up till after 11 o'clock, actually. Even with all that beer inside me. Yeah. And he had a cheeky beer when I got home. You do, don't you? You have to chill down from the night before. But yeah, absolutely belting. Credit to Nottingham. Cheers up.